guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kyuujin, and today we're back with you for Black Sails, Season 2, Episode 5.
Last episode, we had a standoff, a duel at high noon sort of type of situation where Flint was in his boat with Captain Harnagold. They were ready to attack the fort where Vane, Charles is hiding, and Charles has no men, no effectives. They are on the side of the fort that has been destroyed, so the cannons can't reach. So he was told to leave the fort or they would, get attacked. Except Charles is not one to give up, and so he's been trying to gain some support from the people in town, people who don't like Flint or people that are afraid of Charles. So he's been gaining a small army, and it looks like we're about to get a confrontation. Flint last episode did say fire, except he knows that attacking the fort also means weakening Nassau, and that it opens up the possibility for another attack from their enemy in the future. So
the crown, yeah.
It was a tough decision, but he chose to be the villain, do what was necessary in order to get his utopia in the end. So
because his dream is bigger?
Yeah. Meanwhile, we found out who the girl that's been captive since the beginning of the season is. She's the daughter of,
basically,
he's an important man.
He used to be a friend of Miranda and Flint. Well, Miranda late husband / Flint best friend.
Yes.
So she knows her.
Yeah, and
They know her.
Flint would know her too, but yeah, Miranda knows she's around and she might be planning something about her. And yeah, we're about to see all of this unfold in this episode. So, and Jack has become captain with a ship and a crew.
Captain Jack Sparrow. No,
Rackham. Jack Rackham. Okay, so this is where we are. Let's jump in this episode and see what happens next. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these episodes, and check out our Patreon for the full-length reactions.
Hi, let's go.
Let's go. Oh, and Billy's back. Billy is alive and he is here and he's currently, waking up.
Yep.
Asking for someone who's dead. How do we explain this?
What say you, Cut?
What say you?
Fire.
Oh, shit. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Who's gonna win? Honestly, it could be anyone. I don't know. No fight. Let's go to this instead.
Yeah. She wouldn't like it like this, no.
So you're jealous. You want them both in your bed, but you don't want them to do anything with each other.
Of course not.
Hopefully they don't get attacked by someone else after this.
Please stop. Surely you must realize this is a fruitless errand.
I must try.
Maybe she can stop this.
Well, hurry up then.
I'm the only one who can stop him, Pastor.
Like if she's like, hey, I know someone in the fort, you
I'm the
can
only
hurt
one
her.
who knows why he's doing it.
Fair. And I mean, if she finds a way for him to win without destroying the fort, if she can convince him, give him a third option, maybe.
Do you think that she was really unbothered by the comments of people?
I think so. I mean, she doesn't look bothered.
Tell me what chance this has of success. Be honest. I know your father is a formidable adversary. So am I.
He could die tomorrow. He's that old. Maybe just wait it out.
What is it?
A moment, please. I'm going to make arrangements to leave for the country.
Leave? May I ask why?
This fight with your father, the more public it gets, the greater the liability I will be for you.
Liability? How could you possibly
The
believe?
lieutenant's ship arrived this morning. The rumours about me and my relationship with him, they've gone quietly, and I'm concerned that when he returns, people will start whispering again.
Let them whisper.
It's not the rumours that concern me, it's the scrutiny that follows that.
I'm still looking for confirmation that we're right about this.
About gay parents?
Yeah.
I'm concerned they might dig past that and discover something far more damaging.
Because he doesn't sound bothered at all. That
Was I right?
I think, it's true that if we're right about this,
I mean, at that time, this is scandalous.
it would be, She's like, if they look into this.
Anger caused him to do what he did, but in that moment he believed it necessary.
He told them the truth. I mean, I guess you have no other choice, right? Everyone else knows.
Killed him. Yes.
How is he gonna see that?
Sorry, Billy.
The men saw what I am hoping you will see.
That he's the one. He's the man for the job.
Your word will challenge Flint.
Well,
That crossed my mind.
Cross mine too.
I'm hoping you'll remember you were the same man who, when handed a blank page pulled from Mr. Singleton's corpse, stood by the captain for the sake of the bigger picture.
Yeah, but I mean, his ally and father figure is dead now.
Enough.
I guess it is a good idea to tell him when he's too weak to do anything about it.
Brothers now.
Oh shit.
And if not, there's that.
Not again.
Until I know what you're going to say to the men, I can't let you say anything to the men.
I'm sorry, Billy. It does suck. Flint won, man. I mean, there's nothing you can do about this. The men still chose him, so that's it.
It's quite good.
It's for his banner.
First, yeah.
Here's the thing. The crew's
Colours.
banner is a sacred thing. It must simultaneously strike fear while inspiring and unifying all
I do wonder what he'll pick.
must be something approaching perfection.
Any idea what direction that might be?
I think we'll both know it when we see it.
It can't be similar to the others either. Like, it needs to be unique.
Never sailed without a captain this particular before.
It's Jack.
He wants to create his own brand.
We've still got details to sort of a much bigger size than all that. Articles ain't signed.
I've seen the draft articles. I'm fine with them as is.
But the men ain't. They got some changes you and I ought to discuss.
Like what?
Needs to making any progress.
It can wait.
Wait, is it her?
Excuse me.
They want her out, maybe? You didn't say shit because as soon as she sat there.
You think?
Well, usually they don't really like women on ships, you know?
Bad luck?
What's been going on in this house isn't just some affair.
No. But since when did you care what people think?
They hang men for things. Alfred Hamilton does not want those pardons issued. And when he finds out what has been going on in this house, he will use it to...
But what's been going on in this house is like, give us more detail. I don't think they're talking about the plan, just the plan.
Yeah, no.
He will find a way to exploit it. Why take the risk? For the sake of the pirates of Nassau?
For the sake of Thomas's dream?
Thomas was right about its promise. And once the pirate issue has abated, it'll need help to rebuild, help from people like us.
Like, he's still going after that dream today. He's not giving that up. She's right to be afraid, though. We do know that it will lead to tragedy.
Since I was a boy, he's the closest thing I have to a father. Let me raise the plan with him, seek his counsel. There's no risk in that. This is too important not to try.
Do you truly know that person, though? You said close to a father. I don't know. You gotta be careful.
And it did say, let me seek his counsel.
Yeah. It's all getting destroyed.
Oh shit.
Alright, it's open. There's a breach. We can just walk in. It all comes down to, like, did they gather enough men to fight us? And Charles alone can take care of a few people by himself.
The courtyard walls destroyed. How long do you expect? Before the men amassing themselves on the beach begin their assault? 2 hours.
He's not the type to run, so what is he gonna do?
Take her back to the cell. Make sure she remains safe while I'm gone.
Negotiate? After this?
Where are you going? No matter how many of his men we kill, he can find more.
Is he just going after Flint himself?
You need to go for the head.
It's too great of a force to defeat if we attempt to fight the body of it.
The head. Get the head.
Only way to beat it is to cut off its head.
He's going after Flint himself.
Are we gonna lose Charles, you think?
No, but I actually would like to see a fight between the
These
two.
two, yeah.
You desire legitimacy in the eyes of London, but you cannot have it until you find a way to ship something other than stolen goods. The landowners want greater profits. They cannot have them until they find a way to ship their products out of the port of Nassau, free from the danger of the pirates. There is a partnership to be had.
Like, let go of the pirates and team up with the other side of the island? It's a way out. It all comes down to what she truly wants and how she wants to achieve it.
You
Yeah.
want me to prove to Underhill that I can be his partner? That I can be trustworthy?
By betraying our
You have to prove the
partners.
same to me. I have spent a lifetime exposed to your self-serving lies.
Like, she can't betray her allies with just a promise. After he did what he did. Like, what if she just lets go of her allies, betrays the pirates, then she turns around for that partnership and
got
she's
betrayed.
just, yeah. Oh, I need to talk to you.
Huh?
Once again, she's trying to convince him not to go along with his plan. Last time it didn't work. Let's see.
He needs to know what's going on.
What are you doing here?
I need to speak with you alone. You must not move against that fort.
You don't understand what's going
I
on.
understand why you need that fort. I have been loyal and protective and fucking committed to you since that day, and I am
She's so done.
to come with me.
You must listen for once, Flint.
There's an opportunity here today. If we act,
We can prevent a catastrophic loss to the Empire.
We can save Nassau, and all it takes is for us to do a very reasonable thing.
Military pardons.
He's really good though to,
Yeah.
speak his mind and stuff.
He's good at speeches.
You perceive the danger about this to be imagined. I told you to be careful of those people, to be aware of just how sharp and unexpected the knife would be if you discounted that danger. I thought you'd heard me, son.
So that's a no.
I heard you, sir. But I've come to see that you and I were wrong about him. He is exactly the kind of man we should be listening to.
Is that convincing enough?
It's well said, but of course, like, he's following a man whose plan sounds crazy, but he sees something in him. You weren't the first one.
Fudge.
He arrived just before you did, and he told me what you did.
Sir, I don't know what he told you, but...
Yes, you do.
I would like to remind myself that every man has his
He
faults.
found out what was going on in this house.
I would like to help you recover from yours.
Oh, I think it's exactly what we
Not this.
think.
It is too profane, too loathsome to be dismissed. This is your end.
You thought I wouldn't hear what you've done in my own house?
It's exactly what we think. Who spoke? Of course they're not saying it, but I
No
think
charges will be drawn against you, provided you leave London quietly and are neither seen nor heard from again.
Because, like, anything else would not make sense.
Yeah.
The plan, that doesn't make sense. Miranda was right.
The Earl's men, they took him. Took him where?
A place where he could change.
Bethlehem Royal Hospital.
Because his father's, like, trying to cure him.
You and I are to disappear.
I have friends. I can get you set up comfortably. I'm not leaving. We're gonna get him out of there.
We can't. You think you're angry about this?
I'm beyond that.
I am enraged!
Oh.
He's my husband.
Yeah.
He made me promise him that no matter what happened next, that you and I would take care of each other. The danger here is real. Thomas is gone. And now you and I must leave this place.
So, like, he killed himself in there because he just couldn't live through this, and now they're living with that? It's all so sad. No, he'd be so
We
pissed.
won't be with your friends.
Yeah, no, he's...
We're going to Nassau.
We're not going to Paris. Then where are you going?
Nassau, bitch.
We're getting the birth of Captain Flint. I wasn't not expecting everything to unleash, like, this episode, to
But do
see,
you
like...
think that... Whoo! Is Thomas dead, or is it in that hospital?
I'm starting to wonder. Because, like, it could just be rumors. Make him disappear.
What's this?
We need to talk about these articles.
I think he wants Anne out.
Max.
Believe me, if I could see a way to replace her, I would. But at the moment, she is worth far, far more to this crew than the share it costs to have her.
I understand, but you must understand. That's not an easy thing to sell men.
Are you saying you can't sell it?
Max's share ain't the only item the men took issue with.
With Anne too.
For sure, it's gotta be him. They're losing too much money for to women who they don't consider, like, actual part of the crew, I guess.
There was a complication on two particular issues.
It's the horse show, isn't it?
It's the second of the two issues I find more troubling.
What's that?
You, Mr. Hammond situation. They are aware that you are the prime mover behind it.
Oh, okay.
It was put to me that they will accept one or the other.
How are we going to get her to keep turning out those leads when she finds out she ain't getting her own share?
But he needs Max more for the profits. Dude, you love her.
But he cares more for Anne.
What?
It's only temporary until I gain their trust.
You chose Max over her?
Well, he chose profit. He chose his dream.
You chose money over Anne?
You chose her.
And after what she saw in the bed.
Oh.
This is what is best for both of us
Oh
in the
my
final
God.
analysis.
She's breaking right now.
Anne? Anne.
Is she gonna go after Max?
She could do a number of things. But she's pissed.
Oh,
I get it.
When asked by the men, will you tell them happened on the bow of the walrus that night? How did you end up in the water? Perhaps you should be more worried about the thing that took me out.
Yeah, maybe.
You need to release me, and the longer you delay, the more likely I might choose to take it personally.
Yeah.
I have some choice. Not while he's here, you don't.
Randall is something.
We like him too.
Okay. Can't kill him. To be fair, whether or not Flint pushed him, it all comes down to what he says. He could lie.
After Mother was killed in the Rosario raid, you left me here. What kind of a reprehensible shit does something like that to a little girl? And then asks her to trust him again.
The issue goes back a long, long way.
You left me here because I wasn't your son.
Yes.
Well, she got the merit of being right.
I was focused on the work, and I saw no future in which a daughter would have a meaningful part in that.
At least he respects her enough to tell the truth. At least.
But Eleanor, look how wrong I was. You are making real what was for decades a fantasy. The idea that this place can be transformed, made profitable, redeemed from within and on its own terms. You are doing this without any help from me, nor from anyone in London at all.
She's kind of going towards Thomas's dream in a way.
One day, someone in London will sit down and tell his children of the unlikely success story that was NASA. And he will say it all began with a woman who decided to make it so.
He's selling her dreams. I'm like...
And I could not be prouder of you for it.
I don't know if you can trust him. I kind of doubt it.
Yeah,
he's telling her exactly what she'd like to hear.
I'm sensing a huge but.
Captain Vane and his men slaughtered another pirate crew in the bay. There are also whispers that it was to steal a hostage being held by that crew, a girl.
You pulled me away from my men out of concern.
But you know the
girl's
girl.
name is Abigail Ash.
There's gotta be more to this, though. She's got a plan. It's not just about saving her, right?
You're going to explain to Peter what it is you're trying to accomplish here.
Get support?
A Nassau that can self-govern. What you want. What Thomas wanted. What we all wanted. And he's going to help you achieve it.
Support? He did say he was a powerful, you know, opponent.
Peter Ash isn't the man that you remember.
He did change. He hates pirates now.
This is not a man.
Well, I mean, he probably didn't like them before, but...
Of course you can. Because you will have just presented him with his only daughter. And you will have reminded him that you are still the man who sat in Thomas's saddle and spoke virtue.
It's risky.
And forgiveness. That found inspiration in him.
We're gonna get the answer?
And you will remind Peter that somewhere in his heart, so is he.
This is too important to put all our fates in the hands of one man.
There is no other way to achieve what you want to
Yes, there is.
You're so dead set on your way.
You say you fight for the sake of Nassau, for the sake of Thomas. But the truth of the matter is it isn't for any of those things. I think you're fighting for the sake of fighting.
He's just angry.
Because it's the only state in which you can function, the only way to keep that voice in your head from driving you mad.
What are you talking about? What voice?
The one telling you to be ashamed of yourself for having loved him.
Mm-hmm. Confirm. Yep. Yeah. But that makes everything so sad. Gay pirates. Love it. And their love was what destroyed everything else, so maybe that's why he basically feels like it's his fault in a way.
I could understand that, yeah.
And part of you believed it.
When people all around you tell you that you're wrong, you start
I
to
loved him.
believe
And
it.
he loved me.
But he was in love
He
with
shared
you.
It was entirely something else. It's time you allowed yourself to accept that.
That it was okay. That it was pure, that it was great, that it was fine.
The only thing I'm ashamed of is that I didn't do something to save him.
Oh.
That instead I listened to you.
But who's to say you wouldn't have died trying? He'll never know, but to be fair, the first time she was right, you know? She's trying to keep someone alive.
So much complicated feelings that a part of himself is blaming her for his death, but also blaming him for listening to her because he didn't act on it. And he knows that it's not her fault, but it's still, you know?
I actually believe that she's right about him fighting for the sake of fighting. He needs an out for all his anger. That was their book that they shared. James, my trust love. No shame.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Shit. Fuck.
He's going for the head. Oh shit.
I forgot about him. Come on, man. Come on. Fight. Well. Oh, fuck this shit.
Is he gonna get rid of Charles?
No, I don't think so. I think Charles is a big player and he should stay a big player for, I mean, it's just season 2. He should stay a big player for most of the show, right? And he's a real character inspired by a real, he is a real character, but he's inspired by a real person, so if anything, I don't think they can just kill him like that. But
Oh my gosh.
Flint is not gonna die here either, right? He can't.
Well, there's 4 seasons, so I guess not.
Because like this show just went to an whole other level, whole other level, man.
Oh my
we just
gosh.
went up there.
You know, guys, when I said that, maybe they had an affair with each other because that would have been scandalous back then. I just said it because people were saying that, oh, we don't see much James Flint with Miranda, but we see him many single times with Thomas, and in his eyes you saw admiration, you saw inspiration, you saw, man, I love this man. And so
he saw something.
Maybe there's something between these two, or there's gonna be something with these two.
It's one of those times.
Right.
It's one of those times, and I said it in another reaction, you know, where we're watching and our brains are working like overtime, and there's a random thought that sometimes show up like, oh, that'd be cool if this was a thing, or if they went there, especially for a show.
And when you come up with it, says, oh, I can see why that would be an issue, why that could be something. Yes, it makes sense.
Everything started making sense, and then we saw him potentially start something with Miranda, and I was like, oh, okay, well, something actually happened there. But the idea was interesting, especially since I thought that for a show set in those days, and like basically the morals were completely different, and knowing also that it's only recently, and still people today are fighting for this, that like homosexuality and stuff was accepted. Yeah, so I'm like, that'd be so daring for a show like that to go there. It would switch things around so much. So I really liked the idea, and I tried to make sense of the whole Miranda thing and Thomas thing. Now after this episode, I'm wondering if the whole Miranda is having an affair with Flint was in a way to protect the truth about what was going on between him and Thomas.
What I mean,
like maybe if you make it sound like, oh yeah, he's having an affair with her, was to hide the fact that he was truly having an affair with him.
I think so, yeah, because I mean, they were just gossiping between besties.
Like, it was a way to protect them. And like when he got mad, it wasn't necessarily like, yes, okay, he's a good man, he would protect Miranda's virtue as well, but like if they're insulting Thomas, if they're insulting what they have and stuff, like he'd be protecting that too. But the whole like my truest love, I'm like, oh fuck.
I mean, I can believe that Miranda was Thomas's wife, that he loved her, but he was in love with Flint.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like with Freddie Mercury and his first wife. Like, yeah, Mary, you can love someone but not be in love with them, right? Like you can be friends, like best friends. You can share so many things. I think Miranda and Thomas shared thoughts and discussions, and they were the same on so many levels. So they loved each other, but they were not in love with one another. And what's beautiful about their friendship is that she respected him for who he was and for what he was, and she was fine. Like, he let her do what she wanted to do because they were like, they had to be married, right? Back in the day, you needed power, you needed status, you needed a marriage, you needed to, and it's a way for him to not have people talk about potential homosexuality in his back, right?
That's a front, basically.
Yeah, but then that also explains why there were so many rumors of her cheating around, because they never truly slept together or had children or anything, and she would have gone out maybe. Like, she wouldn't spend the nights with them even. Like, people would talk, and that's where their thoughts led to. But yeah, I think the whole pretending to be with Flint might have been to protect what was going on. But she respected them enough to allow it and just not judge it. And now she's telling Flint about how it wasn't wrong and stuff. And it's so sad, but yet again, it's also so true that even today, people could still be like, when they find out, like the whole thing about coming out, I think this is where it comes from. You know, it's almost shame. And I think it's so sad. It's so tragic. Like, I used to say that I don't believe in coming out, because to me, if you come out, it comes from a need to tell people that you're different, when in my opinion there's nothing wrong about same-sex couples or any type of couples really that is legal. But so coming out, it's kind of like, oh, I'm different, and so I feel the need to tell others, when in my mind it should just be accepted as normal, so there's no need. But yeah, even today, some people, when they find out that they're gay or something, they have this deep shame that they're not up to the standards that's expected of them, or that they are going to be rejected, or that they're different and it's not okay, and it's so fucking sad. And back in the day would have been worse. Back in the day, like they said, you'd be hanged for this. Like there'd be your career would be over, your life would be over. Like they were lucky, according to these other men, because like Thomas's father probably didn't want to hang him, and he didn't want a secret out, so he sent him to a hospital.
Because to have a son that is gay, that would be shameful for the family.
And for Flint, like everything in his life would be over. But and the way they spoke about it, about how like, oh, we're trying like to save you from your affliction. And I'm like, fuck off. But it's exactly like that this would be seen back in the day, and it hurts. That's why it's so real. And I love that they went there, because now it's so much more.
And I know, sometimes when something bad happens and later on you think that, what if I had done something differently? What if I said something different? What if those things will never happen, but you still have those thoughts in mind, and you can't have resentment because of it, because you know that you cannot change what happened, and you just need to deal with it. Right now, this is what Flint is going through.
I feel like, he said he listened to Miranda back in the day, and he fled, sort of. He probably wanted to go and save Thomas, and now he's dead. Like, he left him there, and he's dead. Maybe, and I mean, to be fair, emotions, there are multiple of those. Like, it's not just one thing that happened. It's maybe an accumulation of many things. So I'm thinking, yes, he might be feeling a bit ashamed of who he is and what happened. I don't think he's ashamed of his love for Thomas, but still, he could see their relationship as what led to the destruction of what they had, and the destruction of the plan that Thomas had, because this is what they used to stop them, right? This is the motive that they used to send Thomas away, send the others away, like Miranda and Flint, send them away too, and destroy what they had, the little enterprise that they were fighting for. So he could be feeling ashamed for this, and especially since like he was raised in this world too. He was raised knowing and feeling the same things that others were, and when he found out that he had something with Thomas, either like he was different and he was totally fine with it, or he felt that there was something wrong with him, and he just couldn't stop himself, and he went for it. So it could be mumbled in his mind. Like there's a lot of conflicting feelings about this that could have gone through his head. So there's that. And on top of that, there's also like if he was filled with anger and he wanted to save Thomas and he chose not to and wait, because Miranda was right about Thomas's father finding out about what was going on and using that against them. So if he chose to listen to her the second time and it led to Thomas's death, he can save him. Now he's probably thinking, last time I listened to someone else and I didn't follow my instincts and my ideas.
It went wrong.
So now he could be refusing to do anything but what he thinks is right.
But do you think that by doing so, it clouds judgment from other possibilities?
Potentially, but then again, there's also the fear of trusting others. Like again, I'm gonna bring that back. He's different according to the people of this time, and if the truth comes out, if people find out about it, who's to say that they won't betray him? Now she's saying like team up with Peter, but Peter's different. Peter has changed. Now he hates pirates. Flint comes to him as a pirate, and a gay one at that. What if like the guy finds out about all this, if he doesn't know about it, yet, I don't know. But what if he betrays him because of that? What if he backstabs him? What if, like, just like his father figure, who turned on him and saw him for who he was, and he didn't like that, and he decided to send him away? Like, how could he trust anyone else? Like, the people he trusted, the people he saw as family, backstabbed him.
And also, do you think that there's the possibility that Peter won't really care for having his daughter back, because
she also doesn't seem to believe
she's
it.
a daughter?
But she believes she so the way she talked to Charles, she was saying like, "Oh, he'll pay," but it sounded like he didn't care about her much. So I don't know. That's the thing, that there's a possibility of that. So do you truly put everything behind you and forget about that?
They kind of brought it up with Eleanor and her own father with the fact.
No, but wait until you go there. We're not done. No.
We're talking with Peter and his daughter.
I don't think it has anything to do with her being a daughter per se. Like, yes, okay, daughters maybe don't have the same value in the eye of their fathers back then as men do, like sons do. But with Peter, I fear like there are too many, reasons why he could betray Flint, like or he could use it. Like now he's coming out of the shadows and he's saying like, still I'm still around and I'm still fighting for this, but now I've turned pirate. And what if, you know, he does just like his father figure and he finds out the truth and he decides that he doesn't want to support him anymore. Like there's no way Flint would be trusting anyone with anything after this. And the other thing is, like, I think Miranda is right too about him being so angry that whenever there's a choice, there's a beast inside of him that pushes him towards confrontation all the time. So yeah, multiple feelings inside this man, all valid and really, really, really sad, but can't really blame him. Like, what do you do with that? Like, he lost everything. And he could be, like, fighting his own feelings currently because of what happened and because of what he is and what he went through. So, okay, now you can go to Eleanor.
Eleanor and her own father. Yeah, I wouldn't trust a man that abandoned me all those years ago, who technically was there in the future but not really there.
Especially since he was fine with letting her deal with things on her own until just recently when he lost things.
I mean, how could you believe that that person truly has your best interest at heart and wants to see you succeed because you somehow prove that you can do it?
And especially, like, she's right. He said it. He said so. He didn't care about her, or he didn't see much about her because she was a girl. She wasn't his son. And then it's true too that I think she did prove herself to him in a way, but she also helped the destruction of what was there. And and the thing is, it all comes down to who is right about what Eleanor truly wants, and I don't even know if she knows it. Because, like, I think personally that, again, just like Flint, there are many emotions, fighting each other. Yeah, in her head. Like, there's a part of her that wants to prove her father wrong, that wants to prove that, yes, she wasn't a son, but she's just as good as one, if not better. Like, she wants to be strong and be in charge and just show them all that she can do it. So there's that.
You know what? I don't think that Eleanor truly wants to see Nassau like Flint want to see it, you know?
Not for the same reasons.
Not for the same reason or the right reasons. I think that the biggest part about her is that she wants to prove that as a woman, as a daughter, she can be just as good as any man. She can be just as much powerful and in control.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But she doesn't know what to do with Nassau. Or just with her business in general.
The thing with Nassau is, I think, if she could be in charge of... Because, like, Nassau being on its own, that's one thing. But we're still gonna need someone to govern it, right? Mm-hmm. To be in charge of it. It's just that Flint, he's talking about being king of the place and stuff, but he doesn't want to answer to anyone else. But I think it's the same with Eleanor. I think she wants full control because she doesn't want a man or whatever, another father figure sort of, above her, dictating, like, telling her what to do and acting like they're better than her. So she's going along with Flint because first she trusts Flint. He's come up with an idea, a plan that could lead to more power, a chance to prove that she can not only do what her father did, but do better than her father did. Because, like, she'd be in charge of Nassau and all of that. But if we go to that point, I think there might be an issue of who's truly in charge and what they want to do with the place. So we'll have to wait and see. But this is all just speculations because I don't think Eleanor even knows what she truly wants. So
I think that's the biggest issue, yeah.
So her father, like, he's offering a legitimate potential trading, like, position. Like, she'd be in charge of the trade. She'd be associating herself with Hornhill, who's on the other side. Like, he's got plantations and stuff, so that's good. Like, she'd be doing commerce with the big cities and the home country, I guess. But she'd still be answering to someone else, and she'd be doing that following her father's plan. So I don't think this will help her achieve what she desires truly. So that's why I'm thinking, like, yes, there's the lack of trust, but I don't think this is a plan that she wants either. She'd rather do things on her own, and she's kind of like Flint. Like, she's stubborn when it comes to doing it her own way.
She's kind of blind to other possibilities also.
A bit, yeah. But she's hearing him. It's just, it is true that there's no way you can trust the guy after this.
No. Sorry, but no.
I also believe that the guy doesn't want to see her be destroyed. Like, he doesn't want to see her get killed. He got pissed, when he lost everything and stuff, and she tried to manipulate and use him. Like, I think he was being petty and petty, and he was trying to show her, like, deal with the consequences of what you've done. But I don't think he wants her to die, but he saw an opportunity to convince her, because she's in touch with all those pirates. So if she helps him, maybe that's a way for him to get his family back in charge and get their name pardoned for the stuff. Like, he doesn't want to go to jail for sure, and he doesn't want to run back to his father. So, but yeah.
I want to talk about Billy and John situation, about what was going on.
Yeah.
Do you think that's gonna go with the flow and just keep say that Flint didn't push me and just go with it?
I don't know, but what I'm afraid of is the way he got off that island. He did say that the problem was not how he got in the water, but how he got out of the water. Like, he got picked up, and those guys were saying, I don't remember the name of the men, but the captain was saying, like, he wanted to use him to get off the island and stuff. Like, he had plans for Billy, and now Billy's here, so what's going on there? That's what I want to find out. The rest, we'll see. But the thing is, the crew already knows that Flint killed Gates. So, and they were not fine with it, but eventually they saw that they needed Flint.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. Of course, if they find out, like, if they hear that he pushed Billy too, is that enough to again put them against Flint, or are they still gonna be like, well, I mean, we already forgave him for murder, so.
Yeah, but Randall said it best. We like Billy too.
Yeah, but he's alive. It's easy. It would be easier to forgive. He's still around.
Sure to that.
And it's gold. They want that. In any case, we'll have to wait and see, but Billy holds a lot of cards right now, so yeah. Okay. I'm really, really happy about this episode, by the way.
We forgot to talk about Jack and Max.
Oh, true. Another big thing. Sorry.
Do you think that
it hurts?
Anne wants to learn that Jack technically chose Max over her because of business. Is she angry about him, about Max, or about both of them?
All of the above.
She's breaking and she's mad right now.
All of the above. I think it's not Max's fault, but she could take out her anger on her. She could be thinking that Jack chose Max because Max has been playing both sides. Like, she's been trying to, get close to him, especially since she saw them get close in the morning.
I mean, she was giving him do me eye in the bedroom.
To be fair, it could just be that Max was trying to make it less awkward. Like, they are in a partnership. They are, like, all working together, and they are sharing a bed because, like, Anne wants them both there. But if they start something together, and she gets jealous, and then right after that, she finds out that he's picking her over herself. Maybe jealousy would take over, and she'd feel mad at herself for allowing this to happen, mad at him for turning his back on her after everything, and yes, also mad at Max for potentially tricking Jack into choosing her.
I mean, I understand the business part of it, but the fact that yes, we do need Max help to get input and secrets for gold and for jobs.
I don't think Jack picked her. He picked what she could bring him.
Yeah, but it still hurts because technically he's in a partnership with Anne for the ship, not just in a relationship.
No?
Business-wise,
Anne doesn't bring anything to Jack. Not right now. Like, she brings companionship, and she's a fierce pirate. But Max brings information, control. Yeah, she brings so much she brings potential hits and stuff. Like, she is valuable to the crew. And if he has to choose between the two, he is in a position right now where the crew doesn't trust him yet. And if they decide to leave him, he has no chance. Like, he won't have anything. So he has to play the game carefully and to go along with what they want and pick the biggest asset that could lead them to successes and victories and stuff, would gain him trust from his crew and potentially allow him to bring back Anne. But in the meantime, that means cutting her loose, and of course it hurts because they've been like this since the beginning. It's a betrayal, but from his point of view, just a intellectual point of view, a money point of view, and everything, business point of view, it makes a lot of sense. But to cut her loose is is mean.
Like, it is technically a betrayal. She's his partner.
Yes. She's his lover.
She's his business partner.
They are together. Like,
Yeah.
she's everything. She's supposed to be in love with her. Like, he made a big deal about, well, yes and no, but they made a big deal about this whole thing with Max, and now this, like, it would hurt. But I don't know, like, I don't know if he has another choice. Because, like I said, his position with the crew is too precarious. Like, it's too unsteady. And, yeah. And Max brings a lot of potential for this endeavor. So, I don't think he has another choice. But what is she gonna do? Like, if she decides to take it out on Max, that's not good. If she decides to team up against Jack, that's not good either. Like, I don't know. She could do so much. She kind of holds some of the cards. She's free to do anything, but what she does could hurt others. So
maybe she could try to gain the crew respect.
She could.
And change their mind.
She could. But then again, it's about trust. She did betray her previous crew.
Yeah. That's gonna be hard.
In any case, so this was a really, really good episode. I did not expect the whole like gay pirate truth to come out today, but I'm glad it did, because now we can just talk about it.
But it's just, since it is true, it's even sadder when you think
I know.
about it.
But that's the thing, like now we can truly talk about it and not just speculate. Like now we know, and it's gonna switch things around so much, and it's so tragic. I love it. I love it. Yeah. But I am excited. Like now we have a confrontation between Charles and Flint, which was one thing I wanted to see. So
they seriously need to partner up
eventually. But I don't think I think they're too prideful. Like they're two leaders. I don't think they can work together.
Yeah.
At least not right now. We'll see. Maybe Charles is an ally. Maybe he'd support him. Yeah, it's fine with me.
You like dicks? Yeah, support that.
Yeah. Okay, in any case, thank you guys so much for watching this with us. If you want to see the next episode right now, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
Alright, thank you guys for watching, and see you next week for the next one.
Yes, bye.